so abrawe sana penyo aya dibra ya se obre odi pani obire obra anywara obra Alright, no wara yeta nyakopan se ene wama kwan ama abrabo musam the talk show yase shia yeah my femo abrabo musam the talk show family my femo last weekend me shia ye nyame parents na ene ye shia no ene ye bedi nkomo ye ba bedi nkomo afa abrabo mu ensem ho oba so nyarofo wosuma woni bi wate now you are so many near be na yen abrabo musam the talk show ye shia unsa na se ne da ne da nyina yesi no no e di dwumade e share rade service ono nkoto ne ma ahoden nyansa ne adwen a etimi bie ya no etimi e kire ya adwen e fa abrabo mu ene nsem a ekoso etwa ye ho ahia nyina enti se ne da ne da nyina ye no wo ahobrase mu asa ne ye beko dwumade so no me fa akonya we emo obi biara akwa aba na me ka se eye mo sonfo ba obahema abime na meje medwa enne enwumre se ne dan de nyina yesi na abrabo mu nsem the talk show de platform aye nyina edi enkoma fa abrabo ho ene ensem akọ so abrabo mu ene edi ni enya edusuade hu free se nya me no mienu ye be ya hwe yie eni da ho o abrabo akwantu emu enti se ne dan de nyina ye no ansa na edi dwumadi ne beba ye de share rade nsa enti bebi biara wo nyarofo wo ahobrase mu mesere mo mi ensi etrase yemfa dwumadi en share rade nsa so mefa bibia ne mu ososo asafo rade ye da wase ye yiwa ye kafo show din kokora ne mu nyam papa e ye opese mo ma ye hia wana asenti na na enwumre ye hia ye pa ibone so papa baba be fa dwumadi no mu ahia wasafo rade wunyuna se me pa ibone so papa ye so beka yakoma ya adwen ene yenti ase se na ene dwumadi papa ye benya dusuade hu afiri mu ye free line so ye free so keke me ye be free so se emma woni waja ababe di empunimpu enya dusuade hu yara wasinyame oba yara wasinyame won konkon adomiti amen amen me mo bi piara akwa babiem eba abrabo mu nsem the talk show program a ede abrabo mu nsem ena eba ene ensem a esisi ewo abrabo mu ne ma ekoso wo ya abrabo mu no na ene ye bedi nkomo ene ye bedi nkomo ye bedi nkomo ene ye ba bedi nkomo pa ye bedi nkomo ene ye topic ana say jumedia and some ye ba bedi hu nkomo no ene say topic a ye ka say topic obroni ka sem ye ka topic and na ye ba be discuss ene say as a young man the implications of having multiple partners the implications of having multiple partners the implications of having multiple partners ye din komo so ye din komo say ye ba be din komo so ye babunu bema na wasi so na de onim say abrabo no eda hokwa na de wo ba be ye hu bi na chese wa pe be bi atena ene ye be din komo Send your be ahwe ye owo this year 2021 na oma sa enkoso ema enyema emba ede ensempi ebeba wabrabum tinane yehia no ene topic a eda eprano topic a eda eprano say as a young man the implications of having multiple partner and nyema sunsanso a ede so we bema obabunu no asiso ana simple so your worry ni no asiso no worry na mum upese bia udi agro ewe chira e bedi nkomo e ba bedi nkomo pa the implications of having multiple partners and nyema de sunsanso a enam se obema watiso na befa emma wasesa emma enne eno nkomo ni e ba bedi ye ba bedi nkomo sane ye ka no as a platform where ye the only platform ye di nkomo fa abrabom ensam a ye de enida ho ebre ye ho ne ye ho ni enya disuade hu onya na for some ke bibi na anya oda fa cha me na ede sameka sane me ni mienu nyina ye be ye nda ho e wo abrabom as a young person the implications so we are bema no wati so na opese just say uji wani e wa abrabom enka ense hwe na so ye ba be hwe ensunsuanso e wo ho sa uyo bema na ufa emma na usesa emma eno nkomo nani ye ba bedi na se ne dani de nyina ye ya no platform ye disuade hu ani ye nya e be kire ya adwen ni enya disuade hu ni yesu ya ne mafi ye ho ne ho and it is simple so wo first adwen kire bi a ubetimi comment below and also ubetimi prompt me na ma invite na also abi kire wa adwen if say abrabom some the talk show be a enu nyina enya disuade hu efa abrabom yi mu enne sane me no mienu nyina ye be ye ahwe ana ye be ma ye ni ada ho e wa abrabom yi mu enno ani ye di nkomo na ye di nkomo so ye de ntweronsam no eka ho 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13 verse 13 kwa ana mpese me read me hwe bibi wa ha say o say there had no temptation taken but such as common to man but God is faithful who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you to be tempted above, but ye are able, and but with all the temptations also makes a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. And see, 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13 means I say, eka temptations meaning say most of the time, as a young boy, as a young man, what's so? Opese we are see any and also person where would you be encountered? There's nothing wrong with it. But the implications so you can implications and I can't so near ka and near ma a day adia obey no and adia na obey no and who's so a baby chili adia baby be the implications of having multiple partners no there were both spiritual aspect to it and a physical aspect to it. Okay, see I can't say physical and spiritually we have to know say we are both flesh, body, and spirit as human beings. And you see, when we are dealing in this journey of life, now we are dealing both with physical and spiritual also. When we actually people at home, young boy, what's this so? Yes, say, oh, shia, young man, be was ben me name a true. And I said, ben me owen any munyam na adia etimisi senipa. Any munyam ne shabre I want a brabum and common here by bedino. Umeshi people are as a young man the implication of having multiple partners. And since I swear a benam so or babunu on our bema ubefa and ma atata so yeah. And member our way no one. Yenim say you bema you as a man or as a God in me kind of presentation as a man. And when you people who say we are above no so Now pe abrabo bi abon pese udrum pempen so bi now de ema sam esi wani so say na wabrabo ebesi ebeko ehe na ede wabrabo ebeko akosie yesha. There is a spiritual and physical aspect. So we share the spiritual and the physical aspect of having multiple partners ede enyama bebre na eba. So we share insunsuanso ewo obi a ofa emma bebrebe anase ofa multiple partners in fact se enimonyam bi kura ewo so a etimi element wani monyam no ade adenti na ne ye di sankomo we mfase ye nyame ma mo ye anida ho ewo abrabo yi mu ebi se dade de nyina no nyame okase wo hira nipa no wo hira no na so etobu on so enam ye nipa ne ye niema ye beye wo abrabo mu ne betimi asan ye nhira na na se be ma ye nhira na etimi abo me ne omienu eno ti na ye di ho nkomo no the implication in so I want to say obefa emma bebre na se ube engage in that kind of activity as a young man. Obu a obehia obi na obehu be me bi no be me die nanim eyenyam be me die oh nanim onyam o cha say unhu na physically die nanim onyam now so spiritually if that attitude and I said that character is within you now it limits your destiny and put it down that limitation upon your life. Me share people at home. Ye ba be share ni be share be dive into spiritual aspects. Se obi en ye ka se obi ene bema epema eno kra anything. Se bema wo share oba na bia oba bi ho ye ofe na enye oba bakoba multiple. Na woni won enya nkitahudie whether se empam aguti anase bibisa. The spiritual aspect within this is one. So one, you don't know the kind of woman you are meeting or you are mating with. Yana pay for and same be say, and ye men na and ye ma. Or baby wow or power brabo mua. Now or the a down ashiase and ebra wa brabom na ye hwe so ye bema obabru na wasisu na de opeso uchi wani wa brabom na wakohia obabi sa sempo animonyam onso a eti wani monyam no so wonwa omo parents omo pe medi no anase epia mipewe no within you no who as a man no who say physical appearance in there nipa hu a wani monyam na so deep within you no you are fighting your own battles. I am most of the time I am near mama tena se na mo hwe ne ma bi so who was that situation man as was that fancy act and as a behavior I share na share generation back most of the time o sha who say e bia tena se na utimi go back to or bloodline na ebia na grandfather had that kind of suni eban wonimu and I say o father was that suni eban enti sa wo ye babru na hwe ye wo aprabo no na wo ansere rade nimdia you are bound to fall into that temptation no into following the same footstep obu a wase ana me nana o ware one owo bebre with different women obu ha was me papa or with different women as a man as a young man you need to know say spiritually you are bound to having that same intimidation within your life that same temptation you shall face and it's one man when you and that ho ewa brabom one you focus in life I feel you will fall into that same situation. A bema also was starting pick that kind of a sooner a bino. And mommy and she people at home. Set the implications in some sort of only a mabe better no. The physical and the spiritual aspect. Yeah, baby D spiritual aspects no. So what me too oba na one na akeka na ebia mo getting into that stage of intimacy no. One, you have to understand say oba na who meet with no, you don't know her background, you don't know where she's coming from, you don't know who she is. So free assassin, so free a person, you might never know. And so imagine say who as a young man no, now you having that enjoyment of having multiple partners now community or baby sir. Never say within you know you came with a destiny to become a greater man. No one share a man like that based on that fleshy fencing needs no. No could share or baby sir. Say na wabrabo na ebesi akọ minya bema. E mema bebre abrabo atu chima ewo in some way based on some decisions that they made while living their life. Spiritually, no, you have to understand say only obi e mate and that's only obi e nya inkitawudi and pemu kitawudi. You are mating to make a covenant because so mate and now you are having that sexual activity with your partner now. You have to understand say as a man you're releasing something and that thing you're releasing is made up of blood, water, those two things. No, you're mating with another blood and water and a liquid together forms a covenant. And it's most of the time no obo I say nyame minim say yakopon obo me ye pa nanso say me hu se me ma brabo siti nyabema. Assess your life what? Assess your life what? Because there is implications in having multiple partners, whether you like it or not. You know, it is something that is there, and that implication and both both spiritually and physically. And it's not most of the time you should be people say so no big grad dating no muchaya. Now say ever say actually yes back crano. Or say she ni pano na pia oni ni pane ha too friendly. You see that reconnection that forms. And it's not just say we babuno usiswa. You have to be careful with the amount of partners that you mate with. Because any men yina na say men yina na share woma won te hon pa enenam and say won any kind for anything obu ha any bebre won are engaging in this kind of activity and a behavior ma won brabo nyina ayede asen o be bi wa o timi ka say first na me say nyame hu wo me so now so that's behavior ne ba wo abrabo mu no abo wa hwe for mama say just you don't even have that feeling of knowing and knowing Christ's word. And as a bibisa, obu ha was say, abrabo imu not just me will be so say me who me no. Brother, check your life here. What's it? Then young men now no share in the kuta pa. And young men now no mate here. Only good luck of brabum because there is a covenant spiritually. Oni nipana kwa pam. So nipana one na kwa pam no okuta honhompa. So okuta honhompa honhompa ne ebe follow. So okuta honhompa ne a honhompa ne no ebe follow throughout the entire life of you. Regardless, so oni nipa no kra break it up okra na now move forward in life. The implication of having multiple partners. We have to understand, say spiritually, no, so no oba enya nkita wodie. That covenant has already established. And until say bia say obema na so oba no na enkuta honhompa. anaso onkuta enema pa anaso tumi pa bra sister mummy ehwe bibi wa ho say na wa brabo ebesi akọ say po ni nipa krantam titia mama yeni na ho e wa brabo yakontu if sempempi no yankopon betime hire nipa bi onyankopon betime abo obi amana beye de hie nanso based on me no mienu our decision throughout this journey of life and a betime amma nyankopon ehyehyeye ene na pam etima bam awo wa brabum in this journey of life and I say awo abraba kontu yi obu anka nyankopon obo yi pa be ma ka wani munyam no e wo soro nanso enam just say choices and I say enam adia wonam wa akonode na nipa epeninti no wani munyam no so ate enam ebia saa so ebia enam obebia wahia na enam bema bia wahia na onu nenya nkitahudie no enti ama wani munyam ana se ene pa na se nema pa kacha se ba wabrabum wahwere the implications of having multiple partners. And it's that we are babunu bema na osisua and masam you have to be very careful when you begin to realize as a young man say you are flashing for it and I say open o wakono no epesa minya bema aya na enye kwawo ya tnas ne hwe wachi hwe what wachi efiu na naso papa so ebedu so you will see a pattern and it's as a young man how can you break out of that? It takes prayers and it takes seeking the guidelines of God to guide you. I know that most of the time Bible can say when I'm penning so soon I am rare as a bibisa. Most of the time I am not kai a person share so now so ebia the flesh is overtaking us. Ayane enyakwa. Everything say a human being, you know, we are messed with the flesh, which is physical, and the spiritual, which is the being, the soul within us, you know, and we will always fight with our flesh and the spirit. On the other from you might be battling something like this, but and then me per se in your no mama need that home or near baby moon. Send ye ni munyama nyakopon wa odi ama no say ni munyam ne betina se ama when munyam na afi apapa e pese ye nyame ma mo tina se ene me pese mo tina se na mo mama nipa mo so se akono ne wo ho a tina se na assess hwe na nam simple wonnim anything about na na busa ebusuam busa wabusuani na hwe wonana say na wonana sitie behavior ben na say na wonana in general no sitie because most of the men that falls and I say men are not falling into that category, you know, you will see a pattern from generation to generations. Ebi abe hunani nana bema bia na chese no ho efe bema ne ho efe a chese onim se otimi nya oba bia nti o making the flesh no overtaking no into wo ha no oni oba we no oba we o hye so a oba papa so style so a ono so hye na brabo mu a hu se ebia me papa have multiple partners and nti ebia wo say wo ha and it is as you, the young man, always so. What makes you think so you can escape that generational pattern and our pattern? You have to understand, say, as a young man, we see so, and you want the vision of God that has been set forth from you in the beginning of birth. just oma when you down our brabo. Just how to me tell us now, and never when you now follow for me, and so me papa so, me man follow our so, and to me, yashi ye our brabo. May I should hear our decisions are me making. Said I may fall into that same temptation because I want that destiny that God has in store over my life to prevail in my life throughout this journey of life. So your bear man who go through and I say who battle with this behavior of sexual like partner, multiple partners. I mean your bear man, you have to understand, say you were all putting with destiny in jeopardy. Just say when you no turn. If you say enye a man na ne kuta ahompa, enye man na ne kuta honhom no to me pa, enye mmemme nyina e ne kuta honhom a just say obetnya wow awa abrabo mu. If you say most of the time mmemme bebre wo ha omuni a man have that intimacy. It's not because say be any panel or do to that level of abia or one I say abia, it's just for fun. But just for fun, no mean bema, why would you like to put that destiny, that blessings, why do you want to put that in jeopardy by putting your own self in that jeopardy? Say what say of having multiple partners. I know say in a generation you now no so you no so now that experience of having multiple partners and knowing having mating with many girls if you who say bia who nim abrabonu but me abema the person me twa one dream ba any when ba bibi so enya men na ye mating with and so only when you're young boy, we are full with wisdom, you're full with energy, you're full with a purpose. Nasa uko share or sebio or babon sembi na only nuko share. What think is that, sir? And yamano a bit near cow or problem. There be only in abe say. Wano. Baby out abrabonum pokra na edo wo be kwa kodru enti na me pese ye nipa minua mema mo nipa eniema bi so e wa abrabon having multiple partners, the implication, the spiritual and the physical aspects. My cast spiritually say the first say and also have a sexual relations with a woman, you are automatically making a covenant with that woman. And imagine say bia oh young boy when himself they all have fun now go meet with a woman no jane just like that so obano so where papa so anya papa eso so be na wo think say wo de bre wa brabo so e bia himself they all have fun eso e bia na oba na wo hia no na bia ono no idea and as ideology totally different from me. If you're buying more than what you know, why dream is chill. That's if you be so we jai or buying so Abraham for banana baby. And maybe we won't make kese say just because say you have used them and never took them anywhere. Now say we a young boy now say we found multiple women now jaw musi wo Abraham for one ko baby now on can some no men some go Abraham so the implication ben na spiritually crown and we think say e be work against wo mean she bibu ha e man say wo de wonim say wo have fa wa ko show baby wonim baby oba ni fi so ofin su ase say ya assigning and say one brand no say with destiny unim. But that's ideology and the behavior of me that me person me chimeni, me person me fan ma be printino. Now I say with destiny. So oba no fin so ase no oba as an assignment aba be say wa bra bo ko. Una masasi so kwa with no purpose. E bin so anan Kenyankopon drawn birth to your elderly age no kran nyame ade niem papie apa wabrabo mu a enkasa niema no eba be fifia ye apapa ama wonso wa be ye mfasodie ewo society mu a wo eso due to that choices and behavior no will lose that thing. The implications of having multiple partners. Spiritually, spiritually, we need to know apam. Secondly, ideology so babe have a fan of chai nipanesi baby, only mobile ni soon in the bind. So we join us way, or you're okay, sir. The relationship is not going to continue. No means some abia nipa no beka egu abrabo so crat me have impartation in your life. Me nya mema mo. Pese mama ni da wo abrabo yin. Say ubetini move forward and higher in life. It is based on your choices in life. The choices of having multiple partners, no any a choice we should say we should embrace it. No. Because I didn't so be and a benipa abrabum. When and trust him, me say a kind be a war. 2 Timothy 2:22, me kind verse 22. Or say, flee also youthful lust, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of pure heart. 2 Timothy 2:22. Or say flee also youthful lust, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart. Enti ase oba bunu no so ya bema so ya oba. Be vigilant. Be vigilant in the amount of partners, sexual partners will be encountered, because it has an impartation in your life as you're growing up. The number of partners you mate with can determine where your life will take you in this journey of life. Obia na honhom ne sunsuma edunechi. Obi betina have multiple partners but can still live a life and a fulfillment life. But ebia na you may be in the same category, but it might mess up your destiny, and it might mess up the good things that God has in store within your life. In your mama now, the implication in having multiple partners. Now, me share physically. Physical implication of having multiple partners. One, who invite and I say who be a quine ama yalewa awodo about a problem. It can yalewa ebini saying ebini enemu yare, gonorrhea, syphilis, AIDS. Chese yalewa chese ansana ukrano ubetimi akio no will go through a whole lot. That is a physical implications as an individual, as a young man. What is so now the person who went into multiple partners no and no so no yale empower what you that they be able fighting, they be able hospital. Say be able care or person care yale be able farmer also. Maybe I'll for free partner na ne committee no. In your mama ni now. Now just here who say physically no who be a quiet say yale one would your power brabo no na ese would ni petua no so kan. the implications of having multiple partners. It's more, there's spiritually and physical implications in having multiple partners. And when you mama now, so one partner now, person only ni pano mate here. Ma when you down stick it to one person and make sure say both of you guys are taking very good care of yourself. But I say we a bear man, we a young. Now sister now cause me dem me ho afa ana me dem metima say ha. What is that? And yama we nyina e ba wa brabo mama na say wa brabo. Oh, turn spiritually. Oh, make you covenant when ni and now so say we make you with somebody taking it serious. Physically, no, who open doors of diseases, sexual diseases, as a young man, the implications of having multiple partners. And since I swear it was so or bedroom was so now far and ma also and ma. The spiritual aspect and the physical aspects of that implication. And since I swear who from and no one now film a depa wuni pan so who fa and ma awodo. In your mama ni now. So wabrabo no ebetimi atumpon wabrabo no betimi akọ animu wabrabo no betimi asiwo yie ama wankasa wani agye ho a nyamema mama ni now. If you said that last 4 desires no enye kwa say na me kind in the beginning no, sit back and assess your grandfather or father ever once also. Won't say there's a generational pattern. Just say anyama ACC air coswa ACC if you nana so o papa so ever also. Anything say we a babunu now per se sa anyama no is from entering wo wapra bomu a nyana for ma wani now na empire before na opompa esire nyankopon nimdi a wobetime gine printing na masa ensunsuaso ne emba wabrabom. If it says unana falling into that or papa falling into that you have a higher risk of also falling into that. And it's any that war any afie and it just say minya be ma wonso wunya e wa abrabon mu na won ka say bia o papa o nana o papa wonso be ya na aye den no if you say nyankopon edin hina ema obia eni adoma chede ema obia enu tina ya say Bible ema ya tia so say o down man o ma me moja to na ye mu kra na me minimu me asafo na minimu. And to imagine say you have been destined during birth to become a greater man. Na yakopon din shida we nyina to abrabo so na enam ahokono die bia and as a choices bia making enti na bia uhia e mamu different na impo a man would a wide you him so would own for on cover pia. Now so I pia man do o my so ye for before from. Now be me you are destined to become a greater being. Yakopon de enim pa ashe wapre ashe atu wabrabo so. Na ka kwhia o pa bia onkuta mpa. Sa achede no wo behwima firi wabrabo mu. Ebama wabrabo aye basa ebama hu no menua bema ebama hu utwa abrabo no wode pema ebesa wai if say wabrabo no enko bebia enam choices enam ebia nipa bia oni ne mate ye Say the beginning me kai me say enyo obia ne kuta honhom pa. And into wo be ma wo de wonim say obebru ko try bi no ahwe. So e bia na nipa oboka ko hia no no. Na bia ya soma no. So o me say wa bra bokwa. E bia na ya so no anase impo okuta honhom bia honhom ne be ko atia wo. Impo se woni ni cha impo kura na sa honhom no e be ko so continue atia wa fi se woni ni mate no wa make covenant. And it's not just we are very careful with the number of partners who mate with, because it may have an implications in your life and also throughout your journey of life. There may be one I know you pneumonia for pa. There may be one and yako or just a bit scour in some as well. And now that's flesh wants no. Or no baby kushiana ni sike nyina ahwere no. Na ne pneumonia na bono. Minya mema. Uma meni na ho. Said this year ya ka say ya pese ye glory and I see a mature both physically and spiritually ya. Uma meni na ho. Owo abrabo akwantu ni. Any decisions and choices are we be make. If you say which you mutaya. Say Yakopo shira said then now who make choices where it can impact that blessings and Yakopo are installing over your life. Women should be being so physically who open doors of just say diseases in your wa outdoor say embra wabrabum. If you say be only nipani a mate no ebia wa mo ho ban na mate just like that. Ebia wonim de wo oba no ho wonim de wo be ma no ho se be ma no yale ukuta yale ebi be ma no oba no kuta yale ebi unim ane na kwa ko mate oni ni mate wi a afi no na wa fa yale ama ho so afi wo be ko o ko honhom ekon yale asa ko honam wonamu yale nya mema mama ni na ho na enya hwehwen bia wa abontin na ye egudie ana ye good nti mama ni na ho na impo wo ye babu no wasisu a opesa wa brabo no koyie ma wa nya mema wani na ho na ya hweye our choices we are making in your life, because multiple partners will not bring growth to that fulfillment and the destiny that God has purposely for you. So 2021 it bet me mature both spiritually and physically. So see you starting here physically and spiritually. And it's not Abraham Sam the talk show. And then you're there, Brahmo. Minya mama. Men fan kwa. Say, wakono diene se opese or baby abishia ni bia oni ni mate. Enya kwa. Tina seneshe wechi. Ebe start ama a dream bebre. Ebe give you answers to many things choices and decisions ya will make it in your life. Who say pattern be or continue if you na so na about paso na eba also. And it's as a young man, how can you break out of that? And it's who pushing Yankopon one in tear. Ubetimi bia po brabo ewo akwantu asase so nya be ma enye ko obu ha wa se o me controlling myself enye kwa. The implication of having multiple partners is also part of generational curses. Nice young man with a good destiny. And so all Abrabono Queen so no one. Sinasina analyze your life, Neshe. Dear uncle Sui. Showachi. Wounds and I feel but started at me maybe I say. Now, Muswa, me person me chew my chin when nimpa baby so. The spiritual aspect of having a covenant with somebody that you no longer deal with. Say now with me breaking that covenant. It is by God's grace. Where you're then you will battle that covenant. If you're now the only say if you're cash keke. And so if you're now home kuta nipa na cash yen. If you're now uni say bia nipa na o de wadwen yam so cash keke na we ja no yaya omuno. And some are kabu abrabos. Nyamema. I know a holy power. And so I'm trying to make it say the tongue holds or the mouth holds power within it. When you walk for baby, you know, so the who you should be no wako. And so when you mean so I swallow for about our person. When you say be our wash your baby, who quack keep ya shake. When you mean so I swallow for Eddie about our brother so. In our brother moon cape young can open while you're such a this year. And so be a numb decision be our call making yourself when no baby quack dance no. Sexual covenants no. I establish spiritually, physically. The implications say, "Who quack keep yashin with Chinese panel? If I know who China one, ya ne was any penny moon, and some of the can't go about son. Yamma. It's a so then I think it's a they have upon your life. The implication of having multiple partners. Yeah, most of the time, no, yeah, near buy egu so the spiritual aspect so say oh me so and so this amount of people now made that and you say you're okay. That's over as nothing no access your life no sha o say and you may be in koyi e wo mabrabo nya bema bibi wo wiase enipa ye hye omu nyina no enye omu nyina na ye nipo. And it is so the why do you say be have fun keke no e be ada fun keke no e be se wo nyem nyina that fun keke that second minute thing now when it's or baby koye na o be me bi koye no na abon nyem apanyina egu woni nipa ni hia no. That covenant now establishing. It doesn't differentiate. It say bia ni panone no one na woni ni hobiem. Apam ya pam. And it is simple. Who adwen ya so there oh kwa have fun no. Apam now in that fun now ni sa oba ne nya no. Obey then what me break it out of that apam. And it's nipa bebre destiny asesa. And now choices and decisions we make in this journey of life. And yet having multiple partners and I say experiencing different women no and it will make you a man. No. You have already been created as a man with power and with a destined purpose. And it's anything that just who put that in jeopardy. Say who akwono dear nintino who person will have that feel of this woman. Unim obano baby will free. Unim obano suni ebana so homa ekuta sa obano. Inina ya ne endwen ho. Ya ya se apesi experience niema. Minya be ma se when hu sunsuanso ni sesi ya wo nyini mu no mpanyi fie mu no you start experiencing that. Minya me ma mo bibi e wo wiase. Enti mo ma yenye enida ho e wo wiase ene abrabo akunto ya yeboy. If it's having multiple partners no e de wo ho sunsuanso honhom ne wonam fem nyina. Ya obi baka say oh edien oboa honhom de ya de na wotimi have spiritual covenant. Hwa minya be ma me be say pie wani wo bibi mu. Simple, who human being, what are you made of? Body no crown, what the emphasis physical crown, now the emphasis spiritual. Me person connected, me be when spiritually, it will name me home. Our body is made up of how many percent of water and blood? Now, who make a covenant? So, what do you make? What do you make out of it? People make covenant with blood, right? Okay. And as a flesh, you're made of water and blood, right? It is a only about so kunya inkata or pema enkitabutia. There is exchange because man will be released baby, right? That sperm, now I said that a come out of you, know what is it made of? So believe spiritually, crime perceptive physical cry be when you want maybe home. So covenant is surely established. There is an exchange be ha ekoso. Obana oni ni mate no, one also enkita do ho die ne koso ne e de ade no so release minya me mama se munim the effect of having multiple partners at home and come be mama ni ada ho e wo wiase mu and kan masam no kam be twa so and kam mo be jai na mama ni ada ho se ni abrabo na mo pesa mo bono e be koso yi amamo. Minya be mama me pese ma brabo no mutimi shape mo ma brabo na ba bia mo pese mu dru bia wa brabo mo no mutimi dru say impo unbelieve spiritual aspect na me the physical no me explain ni me bia kire wo. Covenant has already been established only nipa ni mate no avoid that sexual intercourse no. There's a covenant that has already been established through blood and water. Now, say, when I say, Nipai, when in have that exchange, when you soon in the binary, they'll tinimu. So, I do ha and a tinimu. What mating, you have exchanged that. I think not some born in us, say, be a tsani panimuno. Ne e kutia sa won ni kutia wa brabo if so e bi wa ha obu wa was indipa nyina hu mi se mi nimtefo just me nimu onyam na so mi akata ma brabo mi hu de eko. Have you assessed your life and know the genesis of it? Nina e ka hu bi the implications of having multiple partners. Senyankopon ambemwa minyabema. Your destiny or the destined purpose for your life will never come to pass because of the covenant. Yes, you may not be with that person now. But no, say you have established that covenant. And that exchange is still there. Covenant is still there. Maybe I was no sa kwa kofo o ba foforo ebi o ba foforo no so ebi a de tini mu ye na so ebi a jaya wo ko yusu bi na wo jaya nti sha wa tini mu nti wo ka no mensem egu wa brabo so no mensem na o ka gu wa brabo so no nya mema wo twen se enya ensusu aso wa brabo so sa adenti na wo ba ba yusu ni no jaya ne no wako ebe ko atia wa brabo emma di nyakopon enhyehyeye a wa hyehye afa wa brabo efi unkura blame na say woda mojato no emma ne mbam efisa ano no ebe so asole atia wo minya mema mo me pai bo se nka mu betini me bia se wa brabo me yemfa yani kan ennan mwa abrabo yi kwa no sa uhu eni kan kwa wa abrabo yi mu a unkwa ni mu wa abrabo because you are made up of both physical, you are a physical being and you are a spiritual being regardless. And as I won't believe spiritually in so I may baba can't physically in so actually what are you made of? Water and blood. Me and my mom and my master my baba bashimo. But me basa me baby and ye baby any amama hu se bia ne me bi nko so yie wa wabrabo mu a tena sene asese go back. Decision and choices be our make here. Sit back and analyze kowachi na hwa nyema bia decisions bia we make here. Because there's a whole lot of implications that it comes with having multiple partners. Because multiple partners and just we need to still not break it up, yet there is covenant that has been established between Mumi and you. And imagine, say, we a young man, we a young boy. Now, we bear multiple partners of, you know, say, one mate with bear 5 or 10 girls in your lifetime. That 5 to 10 girls now are meeting, do you know the spirit within them? Unim home etisa emma enum ni duno emu. Minya mema Enyema enkoso ye ewa abrabo nyina no. Ewo entias like ewo ahyase. Mama meni now. Nenya having multiple partners no na ebema wo to be considered as a man. Because your wo bema you have been created in the image of God. You have been created as a man, the head. And you hold great things. And you're choosing or making decisions of having multiple partners and then never classify you as you are a man. No. It is actually putting an effect on the blessing and the destiny that God has purposely for you. Because soulmate here, it has both spiritually and physical implication over your life. And that one I'm saying I hope so will be in for me. But me pese me chu wadwen anyway ni ba bibi so. Emma utimi adwen we are both spiritual being and physical being. As God has created you. Obu awase me de menje honhom mu niema endi. Me nwa bema. You have been blindfolded. When ni efra woni e mebi mu. Because one kasa ni petria na kasa wo ye honhom ene wonam. You are a flesh, physical, and your spirit as a soul. The implication of having multiple partners. And then now, because say, be our meeting, and then now, because say, oh, me, I'm having fun. But have you thought of your future? Have you thought of your destiny? Minya bema, yame wabo ye wate. Wabo nse uye nimdefo. Wabo se uye onipatichu. And it's moment you now our choices be aye. We make it when we are living our life in this journey of life. Multiple partners will not classify you as a man. It will only bring delays in your life. Edi assign echi ko ene baba wa brabom. Bia ebe wo asasi so has implications. Yeme bia ebe wo asasi so ensunsanso. And it is say ye pese ya brabo etu mpon a. Me antasi ni ye hwe ne mebi. Tinasin ne ko wachi. Yehwe se asema making. Sa asema making. Baby na me fliba. Minya mama mani now. Oh, multiple partners and I say any pa munu omeshia. Impact so agudi. Insunsanso. Ene honam insunsanso a o farmer wankasa. O say obun fumi. Eye edusiade hu na mpese enyina yenya. Niema ye nida ho e wa brabo akwantu yin. Senye ene papiala Nyankopon de ama me nyu mienu no. As a young person no, you will be able to fulfill it. Nienya enichie e wa abrabo emu. Mira obi biara asene se unya amere so e ka ma ho. Esro so wo hwe sa dwumadie ya wo so bi ma unu bi wate na e bia unia bia wo so ama no no otie obenya adwen sachra e be ma wo so wa ye wa fam die ama Nyankopon so ehira wo aha anene edi dwumadie ebesi minya mema mo mama ni na wa abrabo enu na ensusanso ho emma enipa na said the number of people you meet or have an intimacy with. Yakopon shira obi biara asa na dan den nyina isi ye no umi ende rade ase wo bempeso ode abedu if so no asa for rade on na manyansa o manim die bebi biara wo nsi etirase ni ende rade ase wo bempeso a wode dwumadie wode yen abedu ososo asa for rade yeda wase yeyi wa ye kan fo show din konkro animunyam papa yen pa ibone se papa oboboa yen na bebi biara ye tochima papa mama ya hodin e wo wasa for rade mu ametimi echi na pinti and papa se ni dwumadie ba ye no say as a young man the implication of having multiple partners and into papa saying po ya die pia oma ye battle with I am pa ibone se papa mama ya hodin a ye betimi die echi na pinti ama woni pa wa hyehya fa ye ho ewo ye moda ye maami ye da abra ye da ye maami moja to na ye mu no abemu ewo ye mfie mpin enyini so ahye wasafo urade nto enunyam papa me bom pasnam ja etiefo nyina hyomsa Mempai bansa papa baby piara obi piara etochima. Obama ye anwodin a yebetime gina pinti wo wasafo awurade mu. Ama yetime busa wo mu nimtie ewo abrabo akwanso yi mu. Ama ya brabo time sipi esita ahye wasafo awurade nkuto anim am. Yebon pa yanse na me chai obi piara obehye program yi hye wonsa. Mempai bansa papa beto wo nshira nsuo no egu wo mabrabo so. Mama utime hunse papa wonsum nyame bia wote ase. We won pa yanso na mcha etiefo nyina hyonsa. Memfa bansa papa bema woni munyam ayekese e won abrabo so. Ama papa eni pepiala wato eni enhire suo biara wato gu won abrabo so. Onda on maame mujato na yemu. Wama na ba ma hye wasafo awurade nkoto eni munyam. E so so awurade ye da wase. When people swap, what do you have it true? I don't mean to. Amen. Amen. Nyana form me da obi piara as a PM. Say, unya mere now calm home. Abrabon sem the talk show I can say ANCP. A platform inya edisuade hu efa abrabom nsem ene abrabom ne ma ifesi na ma atwa ye ho nhye ne ma ye fam. Meda obi biara ase ebiem se unya mre na uka me ho akopon wo nhira wo na omma obre na otama we si se wo de hwe video yi enye kwa akopon wo nhira wo nyina se mkoso na musa support abrabom nsem the talk show if se nya mo a mini ho nyame wo nhira obi biara. Mamenfa akonya we nsonso emma etiefo de bro say makasa munia ba nyakopa ya dom ama say yetimi ebie kids online boutique a friend Kwabi Kids boutique and inti se ne dan den nyina mo ye no support munia ba obahema abi no monkoso na mo support ma edwumen enkoso if you say muni wa eniwo ami won shira mu nyina Kwabi Kids boutique nso ye boutique a online online a chese ye ton enkra enema brand name at affordable price website nene Kwabi KWABBYKIDZBOUTIQUE.com Kwabi Kids boutique .godaddy.websites.com okowa enyemano new arrivals ye mano ntale no ebi wo ho obitimi a purchase and as obitimi ato we hear more information so so feel free na DM me of my Facebook account na mema more information ade mo ye ne dada me trust mo na minim say mo be continue as support say na mo support abrabom nsem the talk show no mo be support ama Kwabi Kids boutique so apija afa ne to mapa efra we do obi piara me damasen so dan den nyina mo kura me mu mo kura show yi enye mo a enka yeni wo kieni wo kieni wo nti nyame onhira obi piara o wada ache mo mpai bo mo chese mo support mo nuaba ene mo sonfo ba oban ma abi yakopon onhira mo na me mpai bo ne se yakopon be yemu nyina makoma so ene mo busade ama mo so manya niche ewo aprabo akwantu yi mo yakopon onhira mo bi mo koso anso na mo support by liking and sharing the videos. Now subscribe to your YouTube channel. Your YouTube channel. Send it down then so me see live show no krana ubenya a video no our YouTube and also subscribe abrabom nsem the talk show. kwa videos bebre go nti mo subscribe to ye de na dani de nyina mo benya videos Nyankopon on hyira mo won koso a enhyira mo medomo pi na mo kai se sempo wiase nyina yi umma peja wani ehwo okese no on goto no wani umma de biarada efa ho entu nipa da sani so da bida efa ho ento wankasa wonim de so da bida fa wani eto osoro asafo urade no kwaso efi se wodo ho to nipa so a obedi uhwamo wodo ho eto wonim de so a obedi wankasa ho hwamo nanso wodo ho to Nyankopon so a wonjaa won power de biarada medomo sene rande nyina na mepoa edasene esabishia bye bye.